There you go. There you go. There's my guy. What's happening, man?
Fresh off the train, baby. Literally ran from the train to the car, straight to the pod.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. How was that St. John's game, brother?
Dude, the atmosphere was so awesome. I mean, from start to finish, St. John's played incredible. And NYC was in the building, man. I mean, I can't even tell you. I mean, I'll give you a great example, and this made me laugh. I ran into two coaches from different leagues, Pooh, who both asked me if they were the league that was in trouble with me.
Wow. Hey, word getting around, man. You can't do my guy be dirty, man, and expect good things to happen for you, man. Y'all gotta stay on point, treat my guy right. Well, listen, tell me some of the people that you saw before we, start the show, man.
Yeah, got to see a lot of Chaminade people were in the building. Shout out Coach Feeney, the O'Connells. Saw Coach Buck was in the building. Former Hills East great. Coach Basil was there. Ton of the referees were there. The head of the ref associations, Jada Swan was in the building. I mean, there was people all over from New York City popping around to see this, and our guy Kadari Richmond put on a show.
Salute Kadari Richmond, New York City great, South Shore great.
That's right.
Going down as a legendary player once it's all said and done. So I guess, we got to start the show because we have a wonderful guest in the house today. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Always gets me going every time, no matter how many times I see that intro, man.
Always sure. You too, man. And listen, that is Pooh inspired, ladies and gentlemen. I got nothing to do with that. That is all my guy, and I love that intro.
No doubt. Well, listen, our next guest is no stranger to this platform. Definitely a huge supporter of Basketball Heads. And he actually been on the Basketball Heads show. So
I saw that.
Yeah. Today we are celebrating him on High School Basketball Weekly. Definitely well deserved. He is currently in his 13th season coaching his alma mater and has led the Vikings to a 15-9 overall record, including 9-4 in league play. St. Joseph by the Sea finished the regular season Catholic School A Division top seed for the playoffs. Also, his two-star players, Nick Rebraca, and he's a sophomore, Nick Rebraca, and Mac Stolfo. Hope I ain't mess you guys' names up, fellas. But you guys made all league, and we want to give y'all a big round of applause for that. Our next guest was actually the A Division's Coach of the Year. No doubt. Round of applause. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If y'all don't know, St. Joseph by the Sea head coach and the Catholic School A Division's Coach of the Year. My guy, Coach Mike Cortese.
Man, that's some intro, man. I'll be smiling from ear to ear. Appreciate that.
How you doing, Coach?
Great, man. Beautiful. Great day today so far. Thank you for having me, as always.
Yeah, as I was exiting the building, you guys was pulling up yesterday.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
And I heard, always good to see you, my guy. And I heard you guys did what y'all came to do and got that W.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, we played a great game. Great game from start to finish. The A Division has just been amazing this year. I mean, the most competitive I think it's been in my 13 years, hands down. So every time you lace up in any A division game was going to be a great game. So yeah, I was really happy with my guys' effort from start to finish.
No doubt.
And Pooh, listen, I was there for a good portion of it. Coach had me ready to sub in and take a charge right away, man. He had me ready to think about getting my whistle. He had me so fired up, Pooh. I'm serious.
Wow.
He was bringing me back to when I was coaching, the passion he was bringing, and his team is fantastic this year. But Coach, bring us through that game a little bit. You guys got off to a good start, but talk about that defensive collective effort that those guys brought from start to finish, because they did a great job staying connected and really did a good job.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Honestly, everything you saw was really just the last 10 days of work.
Mm-hmm.
We lost in the Staten Island City semifinal to an amazing Monsignor Farrell program. We took a day to regroup, and the level of focus and drive that my guys had over the last 10 days, that was just a culmination of it. So I was really happy to see the work, the competitiveness we had in practice, the film studies, the weight room sessions, and they were just able to finally, put it all out there on the court. So we really pride ourselves on defense, rebound, run. It was really evident in the way we played. You have Nick Rabraka put in 8 points to start the game. That always helps. I was really proud of that defensive effort.
What was that non-league schedule like? And how did it prepare you guys for Easton's in-league play?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Like I said, the A division this year has been phenomenal. I mean, each team has really put forth their best effort. You see it in their non-league play. You see everybody representing our A division in their holiday tournaments. But non-league play is really tough this year. I mean, we get 2 games every year against St. Peter's and on Staten Island, CHSAA, which are always a battle. So we had a big non-league win there at their place, which is never easy to do. We were able to play Iona Prep this year, first game after the new year, battled with them. They ended up obviously getting the win on us, but it's games like that really helped us complement our competitive league play. So those are the games that really stick out. We traveled out to Wildwood for our annual Boardwalk Classic. We played the Pennington School. We played St. Mary's from Maryland. So we've just been playing really competitive basketball. We had scrimmages against Christ the King, Bishop Loughlin. We challenge our guys at St. Joe's. They know they're going to get a competitive schedule from preseason right through where we are now, the end of February.
Yeah, I've been really impressed, watching you guys from afar, and I've seen a lot of tape on you guys. And, I kind of brought it up to you, Coach. I'm a big fan of him. Pooh talked about Nick, your sophomore. And I'm going to say some crazy things, and I know that you agree, and I don't want you to say anything because I know you got to do the political thing. But I got to tell you, this kid looks like the best Viking player I've ever – he could go down as an all-time great Viking and could be the best. This kid is explosive, big, confident, knows what he's doing, has complete trust in you and the system. All the kids seem to believe in him. I'm a big fan. Can you just tell Pooh and the rest of our guys, like, how impressive this kid has really been this season for you guys, just as a sophomore?
Yeah. So Nick was our first ever freshman we brought up last year to varsity. And credit to my seniors last year and my current seniors, the way they welcomed him and just treated him like one of the guys, like he was with the program for 4 years. I think that gave him such a level of comfortability right from the jump.
Yeah.
So it's such, those are the things that really make a difference that the average fan won't know, won't see. They'll just think, oh, he could shoot, so that's why he's going to play varsity. Oh, he's going to do great because he's a good shooter.
Yeah.
No, there's so much that goes into it. So to really rewind, Nick came in comfortable and confident thanks to his older brothers that really made him feel that way. And we threw him right into the fire. We didn't treat him like a freshman last year, and he didn't want to be treated like a freshman. He wanted to be challenged. He had some big shots as a freshman, put himself in some big positions early on, but what he did in the offseason, growing a few inches obviously helps, but his commitment to really diversifying his game, both on the offensive and defensive ends, that camp comes each day in practice. But, he really has made that jump in just a year, and seeing what he's doing and now, especially on the biggest stages, he's putting up 20 now consistently for us, both at the rim, beyond the arc.
Yeah.
But again, he'll be the first to tell you a lot of what you see, comes because of, his point guard. Like, his point guard last year, Nico Napolitano, his point guard this year, Mikey Warner, being able to get downhill and find him, right?
Yeah.
Or our bigs being able to screen for him and relieve some pressure. So a lot of what you see is thanks to his teamwork, and they're just such a tight knit group, and they want to see each other succeed. They want Nick to score points. They know they need him to score points because that makes their jobs easier. So they can focus on other things. So this group has really done a good job buying into what they do best and supporting each other in their roles. So we're really happy with Nick's sophomore campaign. I think he's got hopefully a few games left in him. But he's just been a huge addition to this program.
So we got to make them a game of the week for sure. That got to happen next week. That got to happen the next game, bro.
Hey,
Yeah.
they're taking on a tough team in St. Edmunds, which I watched in between. Like Coach said, the A-League is stacked, man. And, I mean, St. John's Prep is on the other side of the bracket. Definitely looking at these guys, too. I mean, there's so much. I mean, like Coach said, this is the most proud I've been of the A-League. Every game is a fight. It's great.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of St. Edmunds Prep, right? I know you guys have to play them next. And I know you're planning for them. What can you say about their team and how tough they play? Because, they got tough guard play. They're scrappy. They hustle all over the point. And they get buckets, too.
They are. I mean, Coach Riatri, what he does there, since I've been in the league, you're getting a battle every single time you play each other. And we have some great history of just good basketball, good competitive games in their place, at our place. We've met in the postseason. Nobody prepares like Coach Riatri and his staff. They are just so engaged. They do their homework, know so much about their opponents, and more importantly, know how to adjust it for their team. We beat them earlier in the year, a 6-8 point game at our place on senior night. A little momentum was a big part of that. But we know we're going to have to be prepared. We know we're going to have to allow our kids to just make plays. They're going to scout us. They're going to know everything about us. So my guy's going to be able to really make those counter plays off of what they do well defensively. And are we going to do a good job again containing their all league guys? So we know we're going to get a battle from start to finish.
Yeah, and speaking of some other guys who have, really kind of stepped up and been a big part of the Vikings' success, Pooh brought up Stolfo, who's been awesome, who I definitely want you to highlight. But another guy like I want to say it's Panzella, Alex, who's just really been, the glue and really helped you guys get to that next level. Talk about those two kind of guys, how they've stepped up their play this year.
I mean, there's no secret that, we're an outside shooting team, and it's been a big part of our success and some of our big key victories, amongst other things. Matt was an all-league player last year as a junior.
Yeah.
So, he had that experience. He liked being in the big moment. Again, he scored a lot more last year from the outside. Hasn't been as consistent, but you know what? Game on the line or fourth quarter, me and my coaches are extremely confident in his ability to score. He's doing them. I think you saw yesterday had some clutch plays getting to the rim, pump fake. He's really deceptive in his pump fake and has these around the basket. So we're going to need him to do a little bit of that, scoring inside and out. Alex too. Alex he gets hot from deep. Again, some of our big wins are due to him being able to light it up from the outside. We're expecting a couple of big games. Actually, today's his 18th birthday. We celebrated him at practice today.
All right. Happy birthday
to my guy Alex. We're hard on him. We push him because we know how much we need him to give us that spark. So, those have been our top three scorers for the year. But again, we could talk so much about every piece of that puzzle that allows them to do what they do. They can't do what they do because of, without the point guards, Mike Warner and Johnny Paterzo handling the basketball, relieving pressure from them. Big guys like Jack Higgins, Paulie Testaverde setting screens, opening up inside for them. So I'm really proud of the way this group is just, they're a very tight-knit group. They really are.
Coach, when you found out you won the Coach of the Year award, who was the first person did you call or did you tell when you won?
So ironically, we were off from school this week, President's Week, so a nice little break from the DOE. So when I got the email, I was actually lucky enough to be with my wife and my kids. Nice. And, I opened the email and I said, Justine, my wife, my beautiful wife said, just I got named coach of the year, and her face lit up. And, at first it was just a sense of a proud moment for your program, and
Mhm.
what makes it great is that it's voted on amongst your peers, right?
Yeah.
And one of the many things that makes the CHSAA the best league in the country is the level of respect and competitiveness we have amongst each other as coaches. And it starts at the top in our meetings and just our ability to compete and have such a respect for each other. So it really meant a lot. So I was with my wife and kids, luckily, when I first saw it. And then I was lucky enough to just share it with my staff. And first thing I did was thank them. I reached out to my head assistant coach, Mike Tess, and I thanked him for allowing us to get that award. I reached out to my lower level coaches in our group chat, and I thanked them because at the end of the day, it's really coaching staff of the year. So they were my first
Got you.
set of thank yous after we got that great news for the program.
And what do you attribute your coaching style to? And where do you get your kind of passion during the game and your mentality that you kind of have?
Tough question. But it's funny, one of the best things about receiving this award, and again, most importantly, the notoriety for the program. Just another way to represent the program is having former players and dear friends reach out through text and the kind words over the years and the work my staff has done. But it's kind of funny you said a couple of my former teammates, one from baseball, one from basketball. They used the word passion and a drive that my friend Ralph said that we shared together on the diamond. In baseball, he sees it in the way I coach. My friend Joe, who I was teammates with at St. Joe's where I played. So I think it just stems from as a player, right? Just having that drive as a player, coaching at your alma mater. You have a little extra fire in it. And you feel that as you're coaching, you're doing it for yourself, your former teammates, and most importantly, your former players over the years. You want to win more so just as much for them, the guys that you don't see, than just as much for the guys on the court.
No doubt. Coach Munch, my guy, I want to say congratulations to you, Coach.
Appreciate that,
Pray
Coach.
for the
Thank you very
Nolan
much.
family. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, definitely. Josh Cool, my student on the check-in. What up, Josh? Hope you're enjoying your break. Look, I found this online, right? I was trying to bring it up so everybody can see it. Is this Pharaoh?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
I would say yes, Phil.
Yeah, that's our game at Farrell, at Monsignor
Right.
Farrell. Yes.
Talk about that rivalry. Coach.
Listen, and how nuts it is there and at your school. Like, I'm so disappointed we didn't get out to get to a game this year, B.
No, it's
Like,
you guys are busy. I appreciate all you going out there. You've been in the gym. You were at one of our games versus St. Peter's, but
man.
I gotta say, man, Staten Island basketball, it's special. The New York City in general, obviously, but just the proximity of our schools just
Yes.
forces you to be competitive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let alone
True.
the style of play, and just everybody grows up competing. Literally, the proximity of your schools added to the years and years of competing over it. I mean, to have 2,000 people at a high school basketball game, it's great when people come out and they experience it, and it's great when things go smooth. You're going to get a battle every single game, and just the gamesmanship of the crowds. There's nothing like it. Listen, there's nothing better than playing for your city, right? That's at the end goal. You want to go out and win the city, but again, for these kids, it's just something special about those atmospheres. In your home gym, on the road, it's really something special.
It's awesome to see too because Pooh doesn't know this about me, and not many of our people do. But at the time when I was in the Catholic League for football, Farrell and St. Joe's by the Sea were some of our biggest rivals during St. Anthony's top run. And I mean, it was a dogfight every time. The bus ride was from hell, Pooh. It used to take forever, man. And they
Yeah.
had the best crowds. And I mean, when they lose, their coaches would be like, "Get off our field, man!" It was so much passion, man. And we always loved playing those guys because we knew they were going to bring it every time. And it's so good to see that rivalry is still there and alive. And it's like Coach said, it's the proximity, the talent, and just the passion from top to bottom. And, watching coach, coaching the playoff game, how did I not know he was going to be exactly like that, being from, being a Viking himself? I should have known
Yeah.
immediately,
Yeah, no, it's just so intense, I mean, and it stems from, this is a special weekend here, Staten Island, CYO, our CYO here in Staten Island is, I gotta say, one of the best in New York City, if not the best, in terms of the number of teams and the way they run it. So the gyms here for CYO are just packed,
Yeah.
seeing the kids up in the crowd cheering for their parish. It's just such a great environment. So that all just builds up to the
Yeah.
high school experience.
That's
You
awesome.
guys have the best CYO leagues
We do. I
in
gotta
New
say, we
York
really do.
by
We
far.
do. We do.
By far. And it's good to see that grassroots
Exactly.
style of play is still alive, right? Where a lot of it gets lost through AAU and the kids traveling from different places. Nothing like local talent.
Correct.
Some of the best players that ever came out of New York City, especially New York City, played CYO ball. I played CYO ball. And if you talk to some of the guys, the older guys, they all started out playing the CYO.
Yeah, playing
Absolutely.
for your church. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, there's so much pride that goes into that, and with that sometimes comes a little bit of intensity, and it's gotten its black eyes over the years, just by sheer probability. Unfortunately, it's going to happen. But when you really peel through the layers, just so much good comes out of it for the building of character, for players that really stick with the game over the course of their careers.
Now, I was gonna say, pardon me, B.
Yeah.
Talking to a coach for St. Edmunds, he said that's where they get most of their players from.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's the Catholic League, the CYO, they've really diversified in terms of who's a part of it, and that's the way it should be. But at the end of the day, that's where we're all fighting for the same kids, and it's so hard. And we always tell
Competitive.
we tell middle school players, your families are blessed with this problem to have such great schools, let alone basketball programs. We have great schools. We have great institutions within miles of each other, that really just foster a great Catholic education and a Catholic experience for 4 years, let alone, what we're able to provide on the field, on the court. So, it's a special place here, our sports community.
Yeah, and it's like a variety, coach. You got a little bit of everywhere. You can kind of go, Peters, you guys, all over the
Mhm.
place. Farrell. But I want to, and when I start to break down the league, and I hear guys like you say, look at the depth and the parity. The thing that really sticks out to me is the talent of coaches. I really think the depth of coaching is really impressive in that league. Who are some coaches that you kind of learn from, or maybe copy styles from, or attribute some of your stuff to? You have some college experience. Could you talk a little bit on that?
Sure. I'm glad you brought that up, because that is, I mean, you think about it, we got the 1 seed for the first time in our school's history. And
Yeah,
as a reward in the quarterfinals, we get to go against Coach Joe McGrain and the legendary Xavier, who's a Hall of
exactly.
Fame coach. And that just goes to show how great this league is,
Yeah,
So again, and that just goes, and it's just gives you the opportunity to really reflect on how lucky you are, and how grateful you are to be, respected by your peers in that league. So, and again, the veterans there welcomed me when I first got there, as a first year coach 13 years ago. Coach Joe McGrain was one of the first smiling faces that made me feel welcome over there. Coach Mike Dunn, we've been battling now for 13. He's been there a couple of years longer than me. We battled ironically at the freshman level when I was
wow,
freshman coaches. A little fun fact: before he took over and did the job he's done with their program,
that's
I
incredible.
mean, you look at the job that Anthony, Coach Anthony has done at McClancy, bringing home a city title. The league is just, and actually, I want to share this one story. I'm sure Coach Irv would be okay. I share this with him from Naz, dear friend. We saw each other at media day, and we root for each other's programs. We used to compete at the A division. And we were just sharing stories about our team, what we're looking forward to the season. And I got to say, and it was great, and a credit to him to really tip his cap. He really accredited a lot of his early success personally, let alone the job he does as a program, but personally, his personal success because of having a coach in the A division for a couple of years. And that just meant so much to hear it from him, because you sort of know it, when you're in it.
Yeah,
But to have him say that the preparation he had to do, the different styles, the way he had to prepare in the A division, and how that was such a big part of his early success just gives me another level of respect for him. And it just another nod to how great our league really is and the level of preparation these coaches do.
Yeah.
So, again, they welcomed me. I felt at home right from the jump there. So I'm thankful for all the coaches. I mean, when Coach Piggott, who was now the president of the league, he was at Fordham Prep when I first got there, legends, to be there. Coach Kent was at McClanty at the time. So I had all these legendary coaches.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in these meetings with them right from the jump. Coach Jack Alisi, when he was at Zavarian. So, sitting in these meetings early on, 13 years ago, about 28 years old, 27 years old, and to still, because they saw the how much I love the game, how much I appreciated the art of coaching. They just that respect, it just felt right.
Yeah.
Me and my coach Josh Suslak, my girls varsity coach, who's obviously doing great things over there. Each year we attend the old timers dinner, by Coach Ray Nash, and just to go in there and just be around great legendary coaches that respect the game.
Yeah.
It's really added to my comfort level at the high school level, and you referenced my time at college. I can't name on one hand any greater men than Coach Charlie Marquardt at Malloy College. I mean, he's just a salt of the earth man that just really helped balance me in life as a competitor and as a coach, and just being around him every day and seeing the work that he put in as a full-time businessman,
Yeah.
running a Division II program with a beautiful family. The guy never missed a day. The guy never missed an angle. He never treated any kid any differently, as if they were his own son. So being around him during a big transition time of my coaching career, where I knew it's something I wanted to be a part of my life, I owe so much of it to him, to really just put the right set of glasses on, at the time, to really see the game and see the art of coaching through the right lenses.
As you transition to the end of your 13th year, going into your 14th year next year, what will you tell your younger self?
Oof. Man, you guys are killing me with these. It's Sunday. I'm not supposed to be thinking. I got to go prepare for St. Edmunds. You got me thinking about my younger self. Be patient. I mean, a lot of this passion and energy, you call it now, it wasn't as controlled back then, and it took patience. It took being sort of knocked around a bit, both figuratively and literally, to sort of slow my mind down. And I mean, I always saw the big picture of coaching. I mean, I was lucky enough to coach right out of college. I mean, Valen's talking about CYO. I spent years coaching at the CYO level, and the appreciation I had for the relationship, that was always there for me. So I'm glad I was blessed. That I tell coaches, I mean, you have to really appreciate it. I mean, I was coaching a 6th grade C division team as 22 years old, and the respect you got to have for relationship building and teaching, and taking pride in seeing your star center in the 6th grade C division, who in 7th grade was now starting on the A team, and knowing that you were a part of that, like finding those victories early on as a coach, help the process of being patient. But I would just tell myself, in terms of, the success that people might think is success by wins and losses, that maybe we're blinded by at time. And at times we can't help as competitors think about it, is that will come, if you just stick to the job and doing things the right way. And it's something I'm proud that my program has done, and the coaches along the way have done the right way. And, thankfully there's a lot of wins that have come with it as of late.
Man, Pooh, what else you got for Coach? I don't want to overwhelm him with any.
No. Last one before we get him out here. Let's be honest, Coach.
Hit him.
Do you think you got what it takes to win the whole thing this year?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, 1 through 10, every team had what it takes to win this damn thing this year. I mean, again, yes, I am so confident in this group. I'm so confident in the level of play and the level of competition. Somebody said it the other day, and something my dear friend and assistant coach for many years, Coach Joe Moresco, said, iron sharpens iron. And thankfully, this league has sharpened one another throughout the course of the season to make each team what you are now. So you're damn right. Every team has what it takes. But, You know, I think the way we responded to a tough loss to a tough Farrell team, you know, was really, you know, again, you see what the gyms are like and what the Staten Island tournament means. So it really took a day for them to regroup, but to see how my group responded, you know, it sort of reboosted everybody's confidence in each other, and especially from our coaches. We're confident we have all it takes, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be damn hard, you know, and we're up to that challenge.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see the Vikings, you know, in the playoffs, see if they can get to that championship game, potentially win it. Coach, really appreciate the time. You've honestly been phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of your program. I think the
Thank you,
Vikings program is a serious program on the rise. Like I said some crazy things about your players, but I'm very confident in it. And, you know, thank you so much for the time, Coach. Really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you guys. You know, Pooh, you know, we go way back now, and what you do for just being an ambassador of New York City basketball, and any chance I have to talk about, you know, our Vikings and just to promote our players and the work that we do here in Huguenot is just it's a blessing, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out on a Sunday to let me talk things that matter most to me.
Nah, no doubt. Any chance
Anytime.
I get a chance to celebrate you, man, your accomplishments, keep doing what you're doing, keep making Staten Island and New York City proud, man,
Thank
and
you
your whole
guys. Appreciate
program.
that.
I just want to put this out there. The varsity intersectional semifinals Tuesday, February 25th, Malloy High School, 5 p.m. St. Edmunds versus St. Joseph by the Sea. This is number 1 versus number 2. Doesn't get any better than this.
Thank you, baby. I hope to see you guys there. All right, and good luck to all the teams still left. Keep fighting. Keep showing keep showing everybody what New York City basketball is all about. Well, best of luck to everybody, man.
No, we in the building for sure.
Thank you,
All
Coach.
right.
Guys, peace, guys.
All
Have a
right,
good one.
Coach.
Later.
Yeah.
I mean, Pooh, what an ambassador for not only the Vikings, but such a professional, right? Hits the ladies programs, the youth programs, the league, all the coaches, like just a perfect guy to represent the league and a fantastic story. And he's got a great team.
Class act, such a class act. That's my guy.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait to go to more games. That's what I told him. And his controlled passion, like his development as a coach has been insane, like very impressive. And I mean, listen, if you're in Staten Island and you got some talent in 8th grade, I mean, you got to consider the Vikings with how good they look, man. Coach is doing his thing.
Super awesome program. Super awesome. And the
Yeah.
energy and the support that they get from their student body
Right?
and from their fans is top notch.
I
Top
didn't
notch
know it was still
program
like
all the
that,
way.
bro.
Oh
I didn't
no,
know it was
for
still
sure.
like that. Crazy.
For sure. So you already know we're gonna make it our game of the week, Tuesday, 5 p.m. at Malloy. Meet us there. Show them some love, baby. You know how it is.
Of course, man.
St. Edmunds versus St. Joseph by the Sea. Tuesday, 5 p.m. at Malloy.
Gonna be a big one, dude.
We in the building. We in the building. So now let's get to the sectional AA championships.
Talk to me.
First, you know, we had to visit Christ the King, right? And that great game between St. Francis Prep and Christ the King at Christ the King. Wow, it was crazy. Started off kind of even, you know, even St. Francis was pounding Christ the King, and then Christ the King came back swinging some more. So there was like a big time fight in there until the end.
It was like 21-10 Prep was out fighting first. They won the early rounds. Juice Bontemps went off, getting Christ the King right back in the mix. And like you said, it was a dog fight to the end. Couple little moves by Jimmy Lynch was able to just outmaneuver Coach Arbitello, who did an unbelievable job of getting those guys back in. And he's got a lot of exciting pieces. I would not want to play Christ the King in the intersectionals, but shout out Prep, man. They held it down.
Veer Anthony.
Talk about him, Pooh.
I'm going to say this right now. I know I went on record and said that Todd Turnage is the best point guard in New York City. But after watching Veer Anthony this season, I have to say that he is the most well-rounded player, point guard at his position on both ends, offensively and defensively, right? He may not put up a lot of points, but the things that he does is off the charts, and it won't come up in the stat book, right? It's not going to come up in the scorebook.
Yeah.
You're not going to see what he does and how he affects the game, right?
Unless you
Now,
got analytic papers, right?
man, and the analytic game is not even played in high school basketball.
Yeah.
We all know that Todd Turner is one of the best guards, right? You got Danny Carbuccia, right? We have a lot of great guards in the Captain School League. But this guy, Veer Anthony, is something special. He is a winner. He is a guy that knows how to win. When you dribbling the ball, you got to have your eyes out to figure out where the hell Veer is. When you're in the post, you got to figure out where Veer is. He's going to make the right pass at the right time, and when you need him to score, he's going to score. But he's a pass-first guard that makes everybody in this team so much better.
Yeah, Pooh, you nailed it. Like, just the guy who has the best impact on winning out of anyone in the city. Like, that's how I would just describe him. He just makes the plays. He does the dirty work. I mean, he had like a deflection off Christ the King to lose their possession and get 2 more free throws when his team needed it. Just little things like that. He's constantly moving the offense. He's running the defense. He's the best on-ball defender I've seen it, in the last couple of years. He totally has that Jose Alvarado effect of on the ball. He destroys your offensive game plan. I just can't, like Coach Lynch says, I don't know how he's not signed because he's a tremendous talent and a winner.
He is a winner. I was sitting next to Van Macon, the assistant coach for St. John's, and he was describing how great of a player and how much of a winner this kid Veer is. He said this kid could play on any level because he can win. He's a winner, straight up and down. So
that's huge praise from a high major assistant coach and one of
for
the
sure.
best.
Yep. So and as you know, they definitely won the game, right?
Yep, they closed it out.
They closed it out. The score was, give you the score right now, 57-49. Veer Anthony had 15 points, Big O 14 points, and Ethan Butler had 13. As you can see, they had a balanced attack there. All right?
And Pooh, we got to mention as they go nuts, Huggins and DeSena were tremendous, were they not?
Oh, Huggins was, man, in the sense of, yes, big play. Big play.
The Terriers wanted this one, man.
Yeah, and hold on, because there's another part that, there you go. Look at that. These guys is hype.
They were going crazy.
What? They were going crazy.
Such a great family atmosphere, right, Pooh?
Man, awesome. Coach Lynch runs an excellent program, great staff. Man, what more can you say, man? Great group of guys.
Yeah, man, an awesome program, great representation of the Catholic League and the city. First class Coach Jimmy Lynch. I mean, to not only take the torch from such a legend, but to potentially even have them in a better position than they've ever been, Pooh, is so hard to do. You've been a part of a tremendous program, and you see your coach now fighting tooth and nail to get it back to that level and even higher. But Coach Lynch has been able to do that. I mean, Prep's a top 25 program, I think, in the country. And, I mean, like I said for Joe's, if you're a kid looking to ball and you want to be coached, why wouldn't you want to go to Prep, man? And they've been super impressive. And they get kids to the next level. Just shout out Coach Lynch and the boys. Tremendous.
And look, he when we talking about superstars, right? He has superstar teams. Okay,
Yes.
everybody know that Big O is one of the best guys in the city of Vic Anthony, but the way his team plays, they share the basketball. Look at the Vic had 15, Big O 14, Ethan 13.
Yep.
It's balanced scoring right there.
And the only times when you see massive numbers is why, Pooh? Because they feed the hot hand. They know what they're doing,
That's
right?
right.
A true team, and a team that is going to fight tooth and nail. They want that city chip, and they got a nice path to get there. So,
For
nice
sure.
feather in the cap for Coach Lynch to win that BQ.
Hey, Rockabye Baby, yes, we have all city teams coming out. I'll be put mines out at the end of the season. Mines will come out at the end of the season. Check out NYC Prospects.
I was gonna
and
say,
also
yep.
check out Real Scout, who put out theirs. So salute to my guys doing their thing. And I appreciate you asking that question, man.
100%, and you know, NYC Prospects did an awesome thing with three teams. I thought that was awesome. I thought they nailed it, and you know, such humble guys, like to write a list and to like, you know, I don't want to out them, but they messaged me. You know, what'd you think? That just that question alone, so much respect. Like, and I trust those guys. I told them the list was great. You know, you guys see as many games as us. You guys know what you're doing, and I thought they nailed it. And Real Scouts there too. I mean, guys everywhere. And his lists are right on Q2. So, you know, make sure you do your research because there's some lists out there and nobody's is better than Pooh's. So make sure you catch that one too.
Yeah, mine be out the end of the season. Salute to both Real Scout and NYC Prospect. They do a hell of a job. And I like that we all kind of do different things. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? So that makes it special. So everybody got something to look forward to, man.
Yeah, and I love that they keep it a style of, you know, they look at the broad view and you keep it as what? I'm doing, who I'm watching, who I'm seeing, and that's it. You know, you're not going to speak about a kid's game if you don't know it. So that's my favorite part of your list.
Appreciate that, brother. All right, now.
Game 2, baby. And
yes. We had Stepinac versus St. Ray's, right? Another rematch that we saw. We saw Christ the King and St. Francis, the first game of the week game that we
Correct.
covered. Yep. And then we had a game of the week at St. Ray's. We saw Stepinac versus St. Ray's, right? Stepinac came out on top on that one, and they did so again. And that score was 66-61. Man, Coach, tell us about this game.
Yeah, man, a great battle, back and forth. You know, so much talent, and you know, while Step was in, you know, Rays came out firing, man. 20 points in the first quarter. I mean, they look like you've been telling me from the team from Texas that you saw. They were rolling, every guy getting involved, and you know, but the thing was, Stepinac was only 3 points behind, so you knew that Rays was a little upset they didn't separate with how well they were playing. And you can't let Stepinac hang around, man. They had a great second quarter and took control of this game, Pooh, man. And a big part of that, Adonis Ratliff. Talk about him, Pooh, because you know all the compliments I give those boys. Tell us how you feel about him because he was special.
This is the best I've seen him play all year long. He was absolutely unconscious. He was hitting shots from everywhere. And the thing that I was most impressed by of him getting the ball, dribbling, and going to the basket.
Right.
That was the biggest thing I see in the change of his game, showing his handle and his creativity to go to the hole and get a bucket. But St. Ray's, they was catching St. Ray's in that pick and roll. And every time they would switch, you cannot switch and get caught up in trying to guard Danny going to the hole, even though Danny is dangerous, but then you leaving Adonis out 30 feet for the basket thinking he's not going to shoot that thing.
Right.
He was nailing it. And the shots did not touch the rim.
Nope. No, like barely any of his points were in the paint, man. He's a perimeter scorer, and he was killing them in the pick and roll, like you said. Whether they hedged and just doubled too long, whatever their answer was, it was wrong because Danny was picking them apart. And Coach Mass, when he sees a weakness, he is going to keep punching them until you break. So that was a huge part of their run. And defensively, you know, they kept Best off the three-point line and really did a number on Stores. But Ty Turnage kept them in the game, man. He was scoring a lot.
Ty Turnage, who basically had a horrible game against him the first time around,
Yeah.
right? He didn't play well. I think Danny got the best of him. But Todd Turnage came to play yesterday. He was hitting shots from all over the place. Todd Turnage showed us yesterday why he is still one of the best point guards in the city, and he's keeping himself right up there. I was very proud of Todd and the way he played. And Brandon Stores showed me something on defense. Brandon Stores played some really good defense yesterday. He had 3 incredible blocks. He was sliding his feet very well. But Stepanek had too many weapons, and down the stretch, when we thought they should have fouled, right? That
Now
50-second
let's
mark.
pause right there, Pooh, because that's a great point, right? And I was gonna come right back to this as soon as you were done, but let's stop right there because I'm with you. When you talk about Brandon Stores making plays, he had the biggest play of the game, Pooh. It was 63-59.
Oh, yes.
And he blocked the guy at the rim on an unbelievable pin against the backboard. And then you thought Rays were going to come down and score, but they missed. And then exactly what Pooh said, almost like 50, right? 50 seconds to go around.
Yeah.
And while Rays had some fouls to give, they were a little aggressive, and then they just kind of let the shot clock go, right? They kind of submitted that, let's let Stepanek get a 35-second clock, down 4, and you were screaming, we got a foul. And I'm with you, Pooh.
That was their plan. Spoke to the coaching staff. That was their plan. They wanted to wait to see if they missed. You can't gamble in those situations. I told you can't gamble in those situations.
I understand where they're thinking, but there's just not enough time. Because in the worst case scenario, which didn't even happen, right? Someone could hit a 3, and it's over, right? The game is legit over. But Cortese hit an unbelievable 2 with no time on the clock. So not only did you kill the clock, you gave up the bucket. Now you're down 6 with 16 seconds to go, And time is your best friend at that point. You got to extend the game. You had a couple fouls to give. Who knows? Maybe you tip an inbound pass and get a steal.
Listen, when you playing against a team like Stepanek, who has so many weapons, right? What are you going to do, right? The best thing is foul the worst foul shooter, if you can.
Yeah.
But at that time, they only had 2 fouls, 2 team fouls, so they had 3 to give. They had 3 to give.
Be a little aggressive, right?
We talked about that.
Yeah. Got to be more aggressive. Got to go for more steals. At least get some inbounds where you can try and, double or get some stuff, because Rays did make an unbelievable adjustment that Coach Lopez did, where they had that high press and then they got the ball to the free throw line and made that guy make a decision quick. Now, Stepanek took the bait a couple times and threw it away or tried to score too quick. And then Jervis said, enough of this. I'm going to throw down a man slam. And that's it, which was nuts. But that was a nice adjustment that Rays made. Sometimes teams take the bait when you speed them up. Like, I might go to the rim. No, you need to kill time. But Stepanek is one of those teams that's only going to make that mistake once or twice. And Coach Mash had them prepared. And they looked relieved when they said 35 seconds, because they knew they were still going to get a good shot.
Lewis Moss. If he stays out of foul trouble, and you got to see the man and ball, because we pointed out a couple of times he was watching the ball so much, a guy beat him back door. Jervis gets the dunk, right? Or even on the switch, he don't move his feet too fast, and now you got Adonis shooting.
And he got lost in the screen sometimes, like you said. You noticed that a little bit, and he had such a nice offensive punch.
He did.
Couple floaters with the left. Like, he was a problem that Rays needed to kind of exploit more. But like you said, they can't when you're in foul trouble. And then when you're back in, you're not staying connected, especially as one of the biggest guys on the court. You need to be making sure your big is on your hip and you're seeing the whole thing. You can't be staring at the point guard,
Yeah, I figure Rays, next time you put your shooters on both sides, you got to play Kwani Johnson some more. Kwani Johnson got to see some playing time. He's one of the best shooters on the team. I know he may be. Y'all figure he's a not good on defense, right? But I'm a chance that because we can at least put some points on the board. We got other players that we can kind of get in the game, like Hassan and Zaza, that's going to play some defense, and we can switch them back and forth. But when you got two good shooters like Best and Quantity, you got to have them on the court so they can spread out the court and let Ty and, Stores do their thing, man.
Yeah, Cease was a little neutralized. Johnson looked like a sophomore, at times. And you're right. Maybe Johnson would have been the right plug and the right piece to throw in. They threw him in, he hit a three, and you couldn't believe he was taken out of the game. I actually think Johnson's a decent defender. I know he gives us some height, but he's a tough dude, man. He moves bodies around. He could guard some guys out there, but you definitely lose some size,
I think he's a senior, right?
Yeah,
he's a
for
senior.
sure.
He gonna play with that senior heart and that senior toughness, right? So you got to throw him out there and see what he does.
Yeah. And listen, Rays isn't dead, right? They're still going to be the 2 seed. They could easily come out of that side against Prep, especially if they get Best going and Stores plays up to his, almost MVP like self. They could be a tough out for sure because, Coach Lopez is going to make those adjustments with that staff.
Yeah, but you got to be able to stop this right here, man. This is unbelievable. 26 points, 14 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 assists. Adonis Ratliff, player of the game, for sure.
Yeah, man. And, I've been adamant about it. Him and his brother are top 50 players in 2026. I just think they're so versatile. And you even said, these two guys, when they get going, they look like they could be the face of the league. They're so talented. So,
man, they are, man. They are. Listen, you had Danny Carbuccia, 17 points, 8 assists, 2 rebounds.
fantastic.
Josiah Jervis, 13.6 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 assists. Hassan Karesi, 6 points, 6 big points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Man, 22-4 for the season, 16-1 in the Catholic School League. Man, what can you say? Super job to the coach of the year, the AA. Excuse me. Coach Pat, definitely thank you. Always supportive of what we're doing.
Gave us time after the thing, as always.
Coach Mass always looks out for us. That's super class act right there. Salute to your program. But we want to move on so we get out of here real quick because I got another show tonight. Tune in tonight. Tune in. I have St. John's, Walton High School.
Bring it all the way back, baby. Come on now.
Yeah, come on, man. Walton High School legend and St. John's great Lamar Middleton is in the building tonight. Tune in, basketball heads. You know how we do.
He's buzzing tonight after that win, man. The city was rocking.
That's right. That's right. My guy, Lamar Middleton, will be in the building, so make sure y'all tune in tonight.
Even Spike Lee was there, baby.
Come on, man. St. John's is rocking and rolling. After that viral clip went out of Coach,
what'd you think of that clip?
Man, that coach, it was right on point. But hey, the one thing I think he's gonna turn off for high school kids, especially the great ones, we don't recruit high school kids. That's the only part I disagree with. I understand his point. I understand you want to go after the grown men, but there may be some studs that coming out of New York City that just may bypass you and go somewhere else.
Hey, man, I know he was in foul trouble early, but you had a guy like Simeon Wilcher, who you've had since a freshman, who could play a big role for the Johnnies this year, man. So sometimes you need those building blocks, right?
Hey, Coach Patino's been around for a long time. I guess he knows what works for him and his program. Should he paid $1 million for our guy?
Yeah.
You heard? And probably
yeah, shout out Kadari, man. I've seen him on some draft boards too. I'm excited for him.
No doubt. So listen, we're about to get out of here, but again, we got the quarterfinals coming up. All right. You got St. Peter's versus Holy Cross.
Yep.
It's coming up at Fordham University. That's March 2nd. But before that, you have the A semifinals. St. Edmunds versus St. Joseph by the Sea. Then you got McClancy versus St. John's Prep. Man, that's tough right there.
Is it at Malloy too? Both games?
That's at Stepinac, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. hold on. I think maybe at Malloy, because I think the
Both at
Brooklyn.
Malloy?
I think so. I'm
All
gonna
right.
have to
I'm
find
sure
out.
Coach Kiggins will message me right after this and say,
Yeah,
it's at
definitely,
Malloy, fool.
definitely. Do you got Zavarian versus Cardinal Hayes?
Ooh.
All right. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And then you have Archbishop Malloy versus on the Prep at St. Francis.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. St. Peter's versus Holy Cross.
And when is that? On Tuesday?
Which one is that you talking about?
Intersectionals, like cross and those games.
That's Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay, Tuesday, Thursday.
Tuesday
All
and
right.
Thursday. Yeah, yeah.
The
So
city's underway, man. The brackets are out for the PSAL. Let's go, baby.
yes,
Playoff time.
yes. We'll be back next week. Stay tuned for more High School Basketball Weekly. I am your boy, Glenn Poole Hardy, with my guy.
Brian Reichert.
I know how we do. High School
Thank you,
Basketball
Coach.
Weekly. Appreciate you, Coach. Coach of the Year, my guy, Mike Cortese, in the building. Everybody on Instagram, Facebook. We are out of here. YouTube. Peace.